what do you do when you run out of room?
Yeah, it'll completely screw up the imaging. And that's another thing that happens typically in small rooms. Like,
I actually ran into this exact thing at my desk and my computer desk.
can you imagine putting speakers in this room?
Mm-hmm.
Might not be bad because it's round,
Mm-hmm.
but it's tiny.
Well, it's like made out of felt.
Yeah. Well, that's true. It'd be kind of
Probably not
absorbed
that
in.
bad.
Yeah. Bass would go right through the walls.
Well,
you wouldn't
yeah.
have any bass.
Maybe
buildup.
gnomes are very sensitive to that.
You could probably put a cool speaker at the top firing downward and just the
Ooh,
whole
like
room.
Immersive
Mono.
3D audio or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to do that like in like record shops or whatever. Those like dome things.
Oh, yeah.
They like
Yeah, you'd like stand underneath
Yeah.
it.
those are pretty cool.
A ceiling of sound. Well, that's what we wanted to talk about today a little bit is small rooms, because I know a lot of people have speakers and systems in smaller rooms, areas. And usually it's because there's a spare bedroom. If you can't add on to a house and build your own man cave, you might have a spare bedroom that's
You don't have the space.
usable. Yeah.
Because the unfortunate reality that a lot of times people don't even tell you is with speakers, if you have a very small space, physically small, it's very difficult to get it to sound just right. Unfortunately, if the speakers are right next to the wall, well, they kind of have to be if you have a small room, you get issues. But what can you do to improve it? What can you do to resolve these issues? Is there anything you can do to make a small room actually work?
Well, I'd say there's two main paths you can go with this. You go with the you got to treat the room so you don't get any echoes or whatever, or you just try to not have the room interact with the speakers as much as possible and tow them in and sit as close as possible and essentially use them more like headphones, so you're not hearing the room as much.
Yeah, that does help a little bit to, I guess, more or less make the room's troubles less profound, right? If you kind of sort of increase the signal noise ratio by being physically closer to the speakers and shoving them right in your ears, it kind of is a little bit better. But it's like a notch away from making headphones, not speakers.
Well, it helps negate the room. I mean, a lot of people do that if you listen more near field, which is kind of what they do when they're laying down this tracks, right? They usually have monitors probably 3 feet away or so. If you're listening more like that, then it just helps to negate everything going on around you. To the most part, it's a good way to exclude the room when the room's an issue. The only thing you really can't do is if for whatever reason the room's boomy. Like if it's square shaped or something, and it's got some bass mode going on where it's just boomy. Now you got to move if you're going to be near field, you can probably find a spot where there's a null in the room and bass and sit there where there isn't as much bass.
I mean, you probably have small speakers in a small room though, so
yeah,
it's probably not too big of a problem.
Probably, yeah.
Especially with studio monitors or something like that.
Yeah, you're probably not running subs in this room.
Yeah.
But what if you are? What if you have subs and big speakers?
You might want to sit on the sub.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's tactile.
Yeah.
I could see people doing that.
Yeah.
Like you see it in a shop or online or something. You see this big impressive thing. You think, oh, that's cool. You buy it, you bring it home, and you figure, oh, doesn't work so well.
I actually ran into this exact thing on my desk and my computer desk. I got 2 studio monitors on speaker stands, and then I added a sub. It was too much. I don't use it anymore. It was like, ugh.
It just overtook the room.
Room's small.
Yeah.
Well, I would say generally the room treatment probably matters more as the room gets smaller. But that's kind of fickle because it doesn't mean it doesn't matter in a big room. It matters obviously in all situations, but probably ultra critical when everything's just jammed against the walls and you're sitting really close and there's walls and stuff, everything reflecting and whatnot. And probably another big factor is if you have a small room, a lot of times you have shorter distances between discrepancies in surfaces, materials, and construction. You're probably more likely to have one wall that's an exterior wall, or maybe 2 walls that are an exterior wall, and some walls interior, and they're going to be made differently. And it's going to cause different issues, and that probably is going to be exaggerated by a small room, although I haven't actually directly tested that. Seems plausible, though.
Well, there is another thing to consider, though. In a small room, it's easier to heat it up. Like if you have 2 amps, you get uncomfortable in there. I've ran into this same thing with the computer. It's like that is a problem.
You got to have the door open all the time.
Yeah,
and you got to have your sound blasting out the door. Otherwise, it's a million degrees.
Yeah, you need some
solid state efficient
cubic feet in order to run anything that runs hot in a room. No, we run it. We did trade shows. It was the same problem.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
run
Big issue.
Door
actually.
open, AC
That's a
on.
hotel room, which isn't small, but it's
Yeah.
not big either.
Yeah.
But we get that combined with a number of people, and all of a sudden, yeah,
Everybody's sweating.
it gets warm, especially if the sun's out and there's
It's a pretty
window.
big issue though,
Yeah.
because a lot of times these are normal hotel room sizes, so they're not huge, and you have 2, 3, 4,000 watts of gear running in it, heating it up, and then you also typically have a few people in there, and it just gets so hot all
Yeah,
the time.
it
And
does
it's hard to
get warm.
control.
Yeah, because I'm dumping about 400 or 500 watts into my room, and if the door's not open, it gets to be like, oh, it's like 90 in there after like an hour.
You remember Denver? We used to have that suite on Denver. It was on the corner of the building.
Yeah.
So it had windows on that one corner. When the sun was out, you had to keep the heavy
Yeah.
draperies just to try to reflect infrared, because otherwise that whole area would just be hot as hell when you walked in.
Yeah, and the other, you can run the AC. We had sometimes had to run the AC like full blast, but you don't really want to do that because then it makes a lot of noise. So.
Yeah. So rooms are finicky. They're tough to begin with, but a small one really presents issues. But I think people have found ways around that. They flip mattresses up on its side. And call that room treatment. That works.
Yeah, but in your home, that's not really the elegant long-term
Yeah.
solution you're looking for.
Yeah, not really. But some people have spare mattresses.
So you just hang mattresses
Just
on the wall.
throw it in there somewhere. Maybe behind you.
Mhm.
You can lean up against it.
Go on Craigslist, buy some used mattresses.
Yeah. Maybe sit on the floor, put the speakers on like just 6-inch stands. That's some near field. Sit
Okay.
Indian style.
That's sound advice.
I don't think that'll work.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know. You're trying to avoid the reflections that are happening right next to you and stuff like that. And, it's tough because you can't put much in the room. It's not like you're going to have couches and furniture to absorb this information.
Yeah, you can't put 3 couches in a small room too effectively a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, I think especially in like a near field monitor situation, and you have like especially like a glass desk or something, putting them on the desk is usually a problem because then you get reflections off the desk and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up having to put my studio monitors further apart on separate stands. That helped out a lot, and then you change the angle of them.
Like how high are they off their desk?
Like this, they're like this much higher than the desk.
Yeah, there's some companies actually that sell stands that are smaller like that, and made to raise it X,
Yeah.
6 inches or
And
whatever.
some of them are like angled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some people say it sounds better in terms of the bass,
Yeah.
or it doesn't bleed the bass from the speaker to the desktop. And
Yeah,
whatever.
I came up with a very simple solution for doing that,
Yeah.
both in one thing, cheap too.
Yeah.
Pro tip here: bottle caps, plastic bottle caps.
Yeah.
You put them underneath it. It angles them just enough, and then they
Oh, just in the
isolate the
front.
base. Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah,
That is a
Mhm.
cheap tip.
yeah.
You get some stylish bottle caps.
Well, just open a 2 liter of Pepsi, and then you just when you're done with it,
What about the Coke ones? You ever
you
tried
can use
those?
the Coke ones. No,
Might be different.
You got to find ones with writing in it. It's even better.
Mm.
Those sound better.
oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I got a solution though.
Yeah, the real solution, the final
Yeah.
solution.
What you do is use headphones.
Yeah, well,
That's another way
that
to
solves
go.
the problem.
Eliminates the issue with your small room. Eliminates the heating issue too.
Yeah.
You don't need to have mattresses on the wall.
Well, it could.
Coke
Could
bottle
still get
caps
hot.
underneath your phone books to lift up your speakers.
I mean, you still could be running tube amps.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
if you're not running like one of those dump truck tube amps,
Mm.
generally it's less of an issue with heat.
Hmm.
It's a good solution.
Yeah, that would work. Headphones definitely solve a lot of problems when it comes to rooms. I think that's why we see such a growth going on in the headphone industry, is because a lot of people just don't have the space, and they don't want to bother other people in the same building, especially if you're in an apartment or a condo.
Mm.
A lot of places in the world, they don't have a lot of homes with half acres of land around them.
It is
They
a big
gotta go
issue.
up. Yeah.
Especially now as there's a housing shortage in a great deal of the world. What do you do when you run out of room? It's very hard and very expensive typically to improve the space, to find more land and real estate to shove your speakers and systems.
Mm. I got an interesting problem though. That's not related to small rooms. I have the space for bigger speakers, but I don't have the space for bigger speakers.
Yeah.
Because I could physically put bigger speakers in my room, but they only could be so tall because then they'd block my screen. So it's like I have a hard limit.
Yeah,
of
either that or
speakers.
you got to get some speakers that are made to shove in a corner type thing.
Well,
Just tip them
no,
over.
can't.
Tip them over.
Can't. Can't do
They
that
probably
either.
sound a little wonky, huh?
You tip them to sideways and then tilt them up to
Well, I already.
so it angles
They
at
are
your
tilted.
listening position.
They are tilted
Yeah.
because I had to because they could only be so high. But yeah. It's a
One thing I
problem.
could think of, like if you do have a small room and it's free to put things wherever you want in it, you could try like splitting the corner on a room where you put like one speaker on one wall and one on the other, and the corners in between the speakers.
Oh, I've done that before.
It could help.
Actually.
It could hurt. You might have to throw something in the corner to kill the corner from being a horn reflector. But usually you'll do that if you're trying to break up a bass mode that the speakers are like creating in the room. You got to play because you're stuck with the room. You got to play with speaker positioning. And you got to see where move them around. It's your best bet to try. Between you moving around and the speakers moving around, maybe you'll find a comfortable place.
That is a fair point, because until I started doing that, until I started actually moving speakers around back in the day, I didn't know how profound it is. It's a big deal. Sometimes you move a speaker a little bit, it doesn't seem like much, and it either totally solves or totally changes your issues. So maybe you could move things around and figure out how you can get either the best sound or the easiest issues to resolve in your room, and then deal with the treatment after the fact.
Well, I mean, and some speakers are way more placement, critical than others.
That's true.
Like
True.
your dipoles and, anything that's essentially radiating something out the back,
Yeah,
that's
you
a
don't
big
want.
problem.
Yeah, you can't have a speaker like that
Yeah.
in a little room. That's just a bad idea. Anything that has rear
Yeah.
ambiance or reflections requires some space. Usually, those speakers you got to get them like 2 meters, 3 meters from the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah, well,
room boundary.
you don't have that. That's
Yeah,
the size
if
of the
whole
room,
room
right?
is 3 meters. Yeah, you're kind of screwed. So.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
ran into that too. We had some electrostats you got sometime, like
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Oh, the quads?
Yeah, quads.
Yeah.
And I had them in my,
EL63 Pros.
yeah, I had them in my room, and it wasn't that big at the time, and it just didn't work. But we moved them to a bigger room, and it's like, oh, way better.
Yeah.
They need that space.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it'll completely screw up the imaging. And that's another thing that happens typically in small rooms. Like I've seen in the past, people have a room and they just they're called bookshelf speakers. Well, they physically put them on a shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Made for books on
Right.
the wall, so like they're right against the wall, other than the cable coming out the back,
Yeah.
and it's like you have no imaging going on there. You really don't, you can't, because there's no space between it to develop it. And so, with systems like that, you really aren't hearing you're not hearing imaging like it should be. You're just kind of hearing sound. And that's fine if it's just background.
Depends what you're going for.
Yeah.
But I think especially in a small room, the problems are going to be very dependent on your system, your building and the construction and whatnot, and where you need the speakers to be present in the room. It could be they need to be next to a door, or doors on the other side, and that causes all kinds of issues. And they're going to be exaggerated in a small room. If you have a big opening somewhere and the room's very small, relatively, that opening is a more significant factor in a smaller room than a bigger room. So it seems like it's kind of one of those things where it's pretty affordable, but very, very time consuming to find an optimal solution. Pretty much just move things around, see how it impacts the sound,
Yeah.
tow things in and out, move them up and down, change your seating position, angles, orientations, the whole deal.
And start with small speakers.
Mm.
You need speakers and some nice stands.
Yeah.
Might as well make it look good. Get some
If
nice
you have
stands, get
massive
the
speakers, it's going to be very difficult to get those to sound good in a small
Yeah, you don't
room.
want to shove anything big in a small room. It's just it's you're never gonna win.
Well,
So-
and the nice thing about all this is it's free, right? So
It's a lot of fiddly stuff, but
yeah, fiddly.
very cost effective to move stuff around a bunch.
Yeah. So placement is key, and that's
Yeah.
it. That,
Or buy
and,
headphones.
And if you can't get it right, get a decent pair of headphones and
Yeah.
call it a day.
That pretty much solves the problem.
Problem
Doesn't really
solved.
matter what room you're in, unless it's like a 1 foot by 1 foot cube, and then maybe it'd be a problem.
Well, people, if you have any suggestions on videos you want to hear about, things you want to hear about, topics you want to hear about, we could talk about it. We could try it. Email us at totl@abyssheadphones.com. That's top of the line, or totl@abyssheadphones.com. And don't forget that all these videos are on podcast form. So if you go to your favorite podcast source, whatever it is, ask Siri or whoever you talk to, say, hey, play me the Abyss top of the line video, and you should run into it. It'll be there. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care.